Hello and welcome back to Summoner's Guide for Final Fantasy XIV. This time we're going to take on our first attempt at what is called a hard mode dungeon. These are basically just revamped versions of old dungeons that we've already cleared. This one is Haukke Manor hard mode. Now this is not merely taking the same path and just facing harder monsters. No, these hard mode dungeons are basically reimagining the dungeon. So for instance, in Haukke Manor, you're going to take a completely different route through the castle, or through the house this time. So, if you recall, our first run through Haukke, we started on the first floor, then we went to the basement, and then ended up upstairs. Now we are starting upstairs because there's all this furniture knocked down. And you'll notice we've immediately gone into an area where it just flat out wasn't accessible until all of that. Okay, so the trick in this dungeon is there's going to be woodwallers that have been captured by these demons. If you manage to kill the Manor Claviger in time, you'll actually rescue the woodwaller and prevent him from turning into a monster. So you want to kill the Manor Claviger first. Alright, so Claviger's down. That should save the woodwaller ally there. And he'll run back to the beginning. And the first section of the dungeon is pretty much that. So, Claviger first. Okay, so we're through that section. Now, just like in, I believe it was Am4 Keep, some of those statues will in fact come alive, so watch out for that. I believe it's the statues down at the end of this hall that you have to worry about. Yeah, those two. Again, standard level 50 summoner tactics apply. As I've mentioned many times before, life doesn't really get interesting for summoner until you start getting into the upper level 50 content, where you learn all the cool abilities. But I'm bound and determined that I'm going to run every one of these level 50 dungeons, and I'm going to, dang it. Alright, so the Jester is what you want to be killing on this. The Butlers are important too, being the ads. The Jester will be reviving the Butlers throughout the fight, and I don't remember exactly how the mechanics works, but he can actually merge some of them into a kind of big super butler that really ruins the party's day. Honestly, you're never going to see it. We're going to kill the Jester far before this happens. That should really pretty much be it. He's going to be dead by the time I use all 3 charges of Evil Flow. Yep, we're right on the 3rd cast. Alright. Roll on the gear and use the crystal ball to go to the next section, which I believe is going to take us down to the ground floor. Alright, now the void lamps here are going to shoot those AoE fields across the room, hurting everything in its path. The traditional way to play this room is for the tank to do exactly what the tank is doing. Pull everything at least down to the end of the hall. Some will even go brave enough to go to the end of the next hall. It's going to be a big pull, so use everything at your disposal. Keeping in mind that camera angles can be a little tricky here. We're getting a lot of good shots of Violet's head. Now, as you kill these ads, the void lamps in the previous hallway will actually go out. So, the more conservative approach to this is to actually pull these groups of ads one at a time back to the beginning, kill them to extinguish the void lamps, and then move on to the next section. You'll never find a group that does that. They're always going to at least pull the ads down to this corner, probably. Or very possibly to the end of that next corridor there too. And this, again, you're going to see the same thing. As we go down this hall, additional ads are going to come out. Oh wait, no, they don't come out of that hall. But we need to kill these Manor Acrobats and the Manor Sentry. Now, you can't actually kill the Manor Sentry like the Sentry in normal mode. Once you get him down low enough HP, he's going to actually open up the door to the next boss. This is actually a very short dungeon, much shorter than the original normal mode. Okay, so Ash. I've heard back in the day this used to be called something like Laser Disco Deathmatch or something to that effect. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but there's a lot of fun little light effects and a lot of dancing going on in this fight. So yeah, Laser Disco Deathmatch. Yeah, you don't want to be caught in that like I was. certain percentage of the arena. You just need to be out of that, and you definitely need to be out of that swirly site. It's been a very long time since I played this dungeon, I just now realize. And I am relearning this fight as I go. Now there's another ad there, which we can certainly fight if we so desire. I'm just going to focus this boss. I'm just going to get into a safe zone there. So there you go. We have now learned that Violet can in fact dance. I'll roll on some of these. Again, they're going to be what? I-60? Nowhere near as good as the relic gear. But again, I can either turn them in for seals, or if I think they look good on Violet, I'll use them as glamour gear. Alright, so the second crystal wall takes you down to the basement. And again, it's a slightly different version of the basement than we saw in normal mode, which in normal mode was just kind of a circle, and now most of the circle is kind of worn off. And we're just working our way around the outside to basically an alternate entrance. Again, I've seen groups pull the entire room here. So be prepared to take as large of a pull as you need to. Use your Enkindle attack. Use your Pet's AoE attack. Use your Bane. Use everything at your disposal to whittle these guys down. Use your Shadow Flare, of course. Alright, now there's more. We'll see how much the tank decides to pull here. I think the tank's going to pull everything else. Yeah, because that door back there is the boss door. Alright. That's a lot of enemies. So, do like you did before. Now, I don't have my Enkindle. I don't have my Shadow Flare. Now, I've got my Shadow Flare back, but I think I'm going to save it. We're so close to beating this group of enemies. Alright, all that's left is the boss. And again, you see, this is still the basement from the original. It's just you go at it in a different order. Alright, so in the original dungeon, we fought Lady Amandine. Now, we're fighting this lovely lady. Another succubus. A far more powerful succubus. Who leaves very little to the imagination. I will acknowledge that I do know how to fight this boss. Because I do. Yes, and they're absolutely right. You've got to be careful on DPS on this boss. So I'm just going to drop Miasma. I'm not even going to drop both ads on this boss. Normally, I'd be pumping out the deeps, but I'm actually legitimately holding back here. I am not playing my most efficient, because now ad comes. Ads must die, so pull out all the stops to kill the ads. What's going to happen is, when the ad dies, or you take the ad down to 1%, or you take the boss down to a certain percentage, she will eat the ad, and then do this attack, Blood Rain, which hits everybody in the room. The more health the ad that she ate has, the more damage that that attack is going to do. So you want to deplete the enemy's HP before she uses, or before she eats it. So if you pump the DPS on Halicarnassus too quickly, the blood drain is going to kill you. Or at least make it very difficult on your healer. So again, I'm playing very conservatively. Alright, 2 Manor Maidservants. Now you kind of want them to die not at the same time, because she'll eat them one at a time. And then do the blood rain one at a time. This will give your healers a little more time to heal everybody up between attacks if you don't kill them at the same time. Alright. So, that gets a little trickier. As you can see, there are 2 of them. I'm gonna back off. There's a mechanic I gotta worry about if I recall correctly, where staying too close is a problem. But again, normally I'd be putting both dots on and firing everything at in my arsenal at her. I'm intentionally being conservative. Okay. Hey, what do you know? Lady Amandine, wasn't she the boss of the normal mode version? Yes. Yes, she was. She is much easier to kill this time, and kill her you must before Halicarnassus eats her. Alright, now Halicarnassus will eat her. Now, no holds barred. You do not have to worry about deeps anymore, because she's not going to summon any more ads. But I am going to stay back, because I recall one attack she uses, where staying back is a very good thing. There it is, Beguiling Mist. You can't avoid that attack. She'll seduce you. Now, that's not fair. Normally she casts it on somebody much closer, so staying out will prevent you from walking into her attack, but she actually targeted me that time, so that kind of wasn't fair, but that's alright. I lived through it, and she died. And that was Haukke Manor hard mode. Not particularly hard, but a lot of fun and very rewarding for the tomestones I got. The tank did a good job. I'll combo the tank. I'll wait for the gear drop, and farewell, friends. No combos for me. That's okay. Alright, well, next up is going to be either Copperbell Mines hard mode or Pharaoh Sirius, one of the other 2 level, or one of the other 2.1 dungeons. Until then, have a great day.